Hello guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Tony and I document my trading online. Yeah, I show a lot of things just because I enjoy it and it helps me, keeps me going. So in this video I just want to show you how I'm able to read the news and understand it and use it to my advantage in getting the correct bias for the week so that you don't just be trading against what the fundamental is saying, because the reality about trading is that fundamental is the key. Some people don't admit it, some people claim that it's technical, but the truth is that if you align with the fundamental, that's when the technical works out. Some people are just lucky to be aligned with the fundamental, but you need to understand the fundamental. I get this request a lot that people asking me that how do I understand this? How do I understand? That's why I'm deciding to make this video. So let's just quickly hop into Forex Factory and I'll show you how um, I'll go to using last week data to give you example. Let's quickly highlight only the red folder news because I don't want to be analyzing too much. So these are the red folder news from last week. The first news was ISM manufacturing PMI. So this is the PMI. Meaning of PMI means producer price index. This new something is actually very easy. You can see here they explain everything you need to know about the news. So if you really want to know about news, you can actually just go to your Forex Factory, look at this zone, this area here, read all these things. When you open the news folder, read all these things. They will show you why traders care. Look at this area where they said why traders care here. This area, they give you reasons, they give you why they care about this data and why it's very important. So all these things are not hard, it's just that people are lazy to actually do research or thinking that it's something so hard while it's not even hard at all. So on January 3rd, this was the previous news before this new one. So on January 3rd, what happened was that there was we had sorry, this was the previous one, February 3rd, yeah, February 3rd, and this is the current one from the 3rd of March, because we're already in March. So you can see that on February, the previous was 49.3. That's the actual for January 3rd. Hope you are following up. This is January 3rd. The actual was 49.3. So when we're in the next news release, it's going to be previous because it was for the last month. So that's 4.9, 49.3, sorry. Then they forecasted the same thing. When they forecast it, it means that they are expecting the same thing, that there's no change. So when it's actually the same, the market doesn't really move like that. So when they forecast similar thing, but now they forecasted 49.3 and the actual came out as 50.9. That means that it came out much stronger because this is manufacturing PMI, which means that they are manufacturing like this increase in manufacturing of goods and all that. So you can see that when you read this thing, you understand why, like how everything works. But I'm just explaining the news itself. So you can see 50.9. Then we enter the new a new month, that's March, and you can see this 50.9 is now the previous. As you can see, is now the previous here, and they forecasted 50.6. That means they forecasted something lower, but it came out even lower at 50.3. But they didn't highlight it as red or green just because it's very close to 50.6. That is, people are expecting something similar. So when they expect something similar, you don't really expect the market to have those impulsive moves. But mind you, this is still going to contribute. Like now, with this news alone, I know that the US dollar is going to be weak, even if we don't have that impulsive move when the news was released. We just know that the US dollar is going to be weak one way or the other. Then following up Tuesday, there's no high impact news for USD for all this for USD. Then on Wednesday, as you can see, there's AUD GDP quarter over quarter. There's President Trump speaking. Then there's CHF CPI. There's CHF CPI. The CPI, the full meaning of CPI means Consumer Price Index. Yeah, and this is it here. Look at it. Consumer Price Index is more about the consumer, and this is what they use to measure inflation. If you don't really know about inflation, anything you don't understand, just comment it in the comment section and I'll be replying, or I'll make a follow-up video to talk about the things that you guys don't really understand. But inflation is whereby prices of everything just goes up, and yeah, cost of living becomes harder and all that. So that's basically inflation, but you can do your research. So this is consumer price index. This is how they mostly measure inflation in the economy. Then ADP, non-farm employment change. This is unemployment change. So this is employment change. Sorry, as you can see, they forecasted 141 employment for USD, 141 employment, but they got only 77, which means that it is way lower than what what the forecast was expecting. So if you probably check the news that day, you see that that day USD must have fallen down and it's going to follow up for the next few days. So you can just incorporate it in your buyers that okay, now the news has come out weak for USD. So you start looking for selling opportunities when it comes to the USD pairs, because you know how USD is weak now. But you also have to, do your technical and know where you're going to place your entry and stop loss. But with fundamental, you won't be liquidated. You won't be trading against the fundamental or the trend, because the fundamental is what actually switches the trend. It's not this thing. When the news comes out that okay, this country is really getting stronger, they are doing this, they are doing that, they are having good jobs. That's when from bearish now they can flip to bullish. It's just because of the fundamentals. So all these things because of the fundamental. But fundamental tells you way earlier, because on the chart when it comes to technical, you actually need like a break of structure and continuous movement to that side. But when it comes to fundamental, you can get the data and understand it very fast. But people refuse to, understand this thing. Let's just analyze the previous one. Um, the previous 176, and when you see the previous is 176, but you see this yellow arrow, this is what they call revision. They revised it, like they corrected it from what they gave. The last time they gave 122, but they corrected it to 176. That's what they call revision. Sometimes when they revise something to be higher and the actual is now higher than the revision and also the forecast, just know that it's actually very, very great, because now the currency is going to be very, very strong. So on February 5th, USD was probably very, 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 very strong. So that's just how to analyze it. I hope I'm able to like put you guys through, but like this is just how everything is. CPI means consumer price index. Unemployment claims is self-explanatory. People claiming for unemployment. When it comes out lower, it means that it's good. But when it comes out higher, because it means that it's high, because you don't want people to be claiming unemployment. It means that the economy is not really good. Unemployment change. If the thing changes, like let me say from 4.5 to 4.7, that means that it's bad, because the unemployment changes is increasing by percentage. But if it's reducing, it's a good thing for the economy. Same as CPI. CPI, the economy doesn't like CPI. Like now, when CPI goes up, let's say CPI goes up from 2.5 to 2.6, it's going to be strong for that particular currency, but it's actually going to be affecting the country itself, because the inflation is getting higher. You understand? But the truth is that as traders, all we care about is, if we don't wish any country bad, but if the inflation is getting lower, that means that that country can cut rates, because a lot of countries have really increased their rate due to pandemic. So they are trying to cut rates. So when you see that the inflation is going down, that's when the central bank of that country can cut rates without having the without having problem with all this stagflation and all this problem that comes when you don't do the right thing. So that's just how it is. Inflation, when CPI goes up, the currency is strong. When it goes down, the currency is weak. And what else? Unemployment claim, non-farm payroll, NFP. NFP is more like job added. So for a month. So like now, NFP is only USD that release NFP, but let me explain it very well. NFP now, let's say the job comes out at let me use this one to give example. This is NFP here. As you can see, this is the previous is 886. It was revised though. It was revised from 883, not that much, so it's similar. Then they forecasted 141. This is what they forecasted, even lower. And mind you, if they forecast something lower and it comes out just like they forecasted, it's not going to affect the currency because we already expected it. You understand? We already expected that that is how the thing is going to be. Because when we're expecting it, it's more like as if it's already happening on the chart. So it's more like as if we already expect it. There's not going to be all this impulsive move like that. But you can see they forecasted 141 here, but 77k jobs was added. That means that is very, very low. That is almost half. That's about 60 something k from the forecast. And mind you, and also about 100k difference, over 100k difference from the previous month. So you can see that they didn't add a lot of job. So if you go to the chart on that this particular day, you see that USD fell to the ground. Yeah, so that's just it. And there are some other news like Fed chairman speaking, unemployment rate, average hourly earning. When it's increasing is good, when it's decreasing is not good. Unemployment rate is measured in percentage, as you can see. The previous was 6.6, it got 6.6, they forecasted 6.7 unemployment rate. So it goes down, that means it's good for the country. That's why it's showing green, even if it goes down, because nobody wants high unemployment rate. We always want lower unemployment rate. So unemployment change, you can see just few difference. Unemployment, oh, this is crazy. Unemployment change. Okay, unemployment change. Okay, employment change. Yeah, you can see is they forecasted 19k, but only 1k was added for Canada. That is very, very bad. That's why Canada has been dropping. Let me show you the Canadian chart. As you can see, this is the Canadian chart that's been dropping. I also missed a trade here, but this is the Canadian chart has been dropping, and it's because of that news. That's why I'm able to, prepare for this trade, put my stop loss in this high, and we had a break of structure, waited for a retest, but unfortunately, I didn't capitalize on it. This was meant to be 3.6R. But yeah, this is just how to understand the fundamentals. Nothing so crazy, but anything you have, any question you have, leave it in the comment section. I'll be there checking out your comments. Like and subscribe to this channel. And yeah, see you guys in my next video. And if you also have a video request, put it in the comment section. I will make a follow-up video, or I'll make a video specifically for you. If I see that this is what you need, then I'll make a video for you. And yeah, see you guys in my next video. Peace out.